Hi there, we're in the Swettenham office here in the Gambia at the Stud. I just want to show you a few beautiful art pieces we've got on display here, and it really shows a touch of my history and the great things my father, the late Robert Sangster, did during his life in racing. These two really capture the imagination when friends and clients come in. This was in 1984. My father had 12 individual Group 1 winners around the world. Turncoat, South African Derby, Mapley Heights, Royal Herring won the first Breeders' Cup, National Gallery, Adorns, and then great El Gran Senor. David O'Brien and Vincent there as well, who trained a number of our horses, father and son. But of course here is a great legendary Dr. Vincent O'Brien in this centrepiece here. Alleged, who he trained for my father, the Minstrel who won the Derby, Monteverdi, who was top-rated 2-year-old ever, Lomond, a couple of English guineas, well, a guineas and an Irish guineas, Kings Lake, and of course Golden Fleece, unbeaten Derby winner of 1982. Up here on the top wall here is all the Sangster jockeys. My father used to love sort of internationalising the sport, and he was a great pioneer in that. Initially we had Lester Piggott, who is here in the centre, a very distinguished jockey and a distinguished riding style. We have Steve Cawthon, who was the wonder kid from America. Then the great Babe Thompson, Brent Thompson, still Cash Ashmussen, who was an American jockey who came across. We've got the great Pat Edry and the great late Bill Shoemaker. And Bill Shoemaker, he came second on an English Derby for us on Hawaiian Sound in 1978, got beaten a short head by Shirley Heights. Here is actually quite an interesting picture. This is a picture of all the three brothers with my father. Actually, it was my 30th birthday that day on Melbourne Cup day, and I'd actually bought a horse across from England with Jane Chapelheim and Peter Chapelheim called Court of Honour. But that's my eldest brother Guy, middle brother Ben, my father Robert, and myself there, and that was a great day. Gosh, we had a bit of fun there. Going on from here, which is one of my favourite pictures, is actually Jane Chapelheim gave me this shoe of Love So Deep. It was a Deep Impact filly which we bought 2 years ago, but she gave us a lot of fun racing during 2019. You know, I've got to say, from my point of view, I'm trying to bring the colours back again, the royal blue and emerald green, get those colours back up into a winner's enclosure again. Over here, we've got Blevick. This was painted by the great Kathleen Atkins, who was a very famous equine artist. And of course, this depicts the start of the VLC Derby when he won it in 1994. But you've got all the beautiful roses coming out in spring, and that was just it's a beautiful centrepiece. This also is a centrepiece here in the stud office. This is Belledale Ball, who basically won the 1980 Melbourne Cup. You've got Ming Dynasty here, and you've got Hyperno here. My father, Robert Sangster, had Bohemian Grove, which he'd also imported from England that year, which didn't run a place. But of course, Belledale Ball won the Cup, and this was painted by Roy Miller, and it's a beautiful start down there at the 1980 Melbourne Cup. And this is one of my favourite bits of art. It depicts really the year when we had a Derby winner in Blackfriars, and also Iska. Iska was by Dane Hill, and she was a wonderful filly, and she won the Newmarket for us and the Lightning. But I got a great friend of ours, Lynn Alexander, who is a great equine artist, to actually paint the two horses in the colours. And sadly, Peter Hayes died because he trained these two lovely horses, and Peter died during that time. And Lynn, who knew Peter, said, send the painting back, the original. And when I did, it arrived back here in Australia, and she had painted Peter down the middle in his familiar hat and his familiar plimsolls. And of course, you know, I've had a number of prints made for the Hayes family, and Sam Hayes is always he's a great friend, but he was a great loss, Peter. He was a magnificent trainer, a magnificent bloke. Finally, I just want to share with you from the office paintings these 5 horse heads painted by Michael Jeffries in 1984. And to my stepmother, the late Susan Renew, for kindly, she sent me the 6 prints, including the lovely Sadler's Wells. You've seen a little bit of the history here, which I mean, it's very strong family ties, especially linked towards racing, the breeding industry globally. And my father certainly loved Australia, and that's why I sort of ended up here. Here at Swetnam, the culture is very much family. We are a working farm, and I very pride myself in the staff and looking after them and making sure that you know, we try and make every post a winning post and keep people in touch and You know, I'm one of the only farms, not many farms around where you can actually just pick up the phone and phone the boss in myself, and I'm more than happy to come and have talk you through things and make your journey through racing and breeding a very pleasurable one.